falls and injury prevention strategies all working well, sir?
The question is that the report of the Transport and Industrial Relations Select Committee on the 2011-12 financial review of the Accident Compensation Corporation be noted. Those of that opinion will say aye. Contrary, no. The ayes have it. Members, I understand that the next report is, or review is the Justice and Electoral Committee on the Electoral Commission, including functions of the Chief Electoral Officer from 2010-11. The question is that that review be noted. Scott Simpson.
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, as Chairman of the Justice and Electoral Select Committee, it was a great pleasure to thank you, Mr. O'Connor. It was a great pleasure to hear and go through the financial review of the Electoral Commission, because although the Electoral Commission is, of course, accountable to the Minister of Justice, it is not in any way subject to ministerial direction in the discharge of its duties, and nor it should be, of course, because in a democracy such as ours, the independence of such organisations as the Electoral Commission are fundamental to the very basis of what we take so importantly and sometimes sadly for granted in terms of our democracy. The 2011 and 2012 financial year was a very busy one, sir, for the Commission. Not only did they have to organise and monitor and control a general election, but there was, of course, also the MMP referendum. And I note that the Commission produced a deficit of $1.25 million during the year reviewed, and from a total revenue of $39 million, that wasn't a bad effort. But I also note that the deficit really was attributed to the costs of conducting the MMP review for the Minister of Justice, which was, of course, in addition to their normal budgeted activities. The deficit, sir, was funded from the Commission's reserves. It was also a year of change for the Commission, because it took over the statutory responsibility for enrolment of voters as well as its other activities from the 1st of July 2012. Now, the enrolment function was previously carried out by New Zealand Post Limited through what we used to know as the Electoral Enrolment Centre. The Justice and Electoral Committee heard, sir, that the transfer process had gone well, and that even though the change was quite significant for the Commission, they and their officers had handled it in their normal, efficient way. We also were very pleased to learn that the Commission was keen to further improve electronic access for enrolment. Now, currently, voters can update their details online but can't actually complete the entire enrolment process online. And for that change to occur, as the Commission is seeking to achieve, would mean that a legislative change would be necessary. Sir, it's worth stressing that we're talking about the electoral enrolment rather than electronic voting. And I agree with the Commission's cautious approach to exploring options in regard to electronic voting. E-voting raises some very serious concerns and issues around security and the individual voter's right to complete privacy. It's an absolute fundamental bedrock of our democracy and our democratic process that the ballot should be a secret ballot. Now, overseas experience, the Commission has reported to us, shows that with e-voting, the results are patchy to say the least. In some jurisdictions with e-voting, they've actually abandoned the process after one or two attempts, but really the real issue is security. And it's fair to say, sir, that currently no system of electronic voting yet devised can absolutely, with certainty, guarantee secrecy of the ballot. Sir, we take our democratic institutions pretty much for granted in New Zealand, and that can be both a good thing and a bad thing. Most of us New Zealanders just accept that every 3 years there'll be a general election, that it'll be conducted and run efficiently, smoothly, and that it will be a result that no matter what happens, we will as a nation abide by that result and get on with the job once the election is conducted. Sadly, sir, too many of our fellow New Zealanders do just take that for granted. So I just want to record, as I speak speak tonight my thanks to the Commission, to its staff, to its board, to its team members for the job that they do in ensuring that, as I say, the bedrock of our democratic process is secure, that it's safe, that it's efficient, and that we can rely on it as New Zealanders when we go and vote every 3 years. And in the heat of a general election, I think that's an important aspect that we need to take absolute care to protect, to enhance and to ensure continues on without any undue influence by politicians or outside influences, whether it be from this House or by anybody else. So, Sir, I think that we're well served by our Electoral Commission. I think they do a good job on our behalf, and I think that we can congratulate them for the work that they've done over the last year or so, and look forward to the changes ahead.
The question is that the report of the Justice and Electoral Select Committee 2011 financial review of the Electoral Commission, review for 2010-11 be noted. Those of that opinion will say aye. Contrary, no. The ayes have it. Members, I understand the next review which the House wishes to look at is the report of the Law and Order Select Committee on the Independent Police Conduct Authority.